and listening to our voices of this ludicrousness that we're all observing right now. I'm just going to wrap it up in a nutshell. This is something you might have already heard, but I'll repeat it anyway. 16 years ago, 2 days ago, my coworker ran me over the 14-ton forklift twice in less than 10 seconds, and I've had 19 surgeries and spent over 70 days in the hospital, and I'm also the primary caregiver of my 15-year-old autistic child. According to my divorce attorney, I was the third person in Oregon's history up until August of 2008 to have full custody of this child and to be allowed to move out of the state of Oregon judicially in order for me to undergo a lower leg amputation, of which I did not go through. My son and I moved back to Wilsonville on December 22nd of 2009, actually December 21st, I got a call from my realtor alerting me of a 132,000-gallon flood at my home in Wilsonville, which was under representation of my realtor, sustained. It's about 7 indoor swimming pools. A lot of fraudulence behind that. I'm not going to go into detail about that. So my son and I had lived at Sundial Apartments in Wilsonville for over 5 years without a single complaint in our file. And we got a no-cause eviction. And I've been living in a motel since November 8th of last year. I will be moving in a new apartment on the 15th of this month. Regardless, no one should have to go through this. The people down below us are paying $500 more. And you can take a look at this at my GoFundMe campaign. I'm not asking you guys for a cent, but it's gofundme.com/disabled-father-and-s. And it has a 13-page legal document that my kind attorney, who spent about $10,000 worth of his time and only charged me $500 because he has a heart. And we were going to do a trial by jury and try to set precedent with regard to this, but there's other prevailing cases that will see the light of day here soon in regards to these no-cause evictions. And I didn't ask for this. I've been a very private man, so nobody should have to go. If this is happening to my son and myself, 2 disabled people, then what about everybody else? And we're upstairs. I have 3 letters of recommendation from the people in my building. And so if you guys do any curtailing on the legislation, let's have consequences to some of these landlords who use retaliatory actions or retaliatory tactics that are absolutely illegal, unconstitutional, and unbecoming to humans. I mean, to how we're supposed to be. It behooves me greatly that these no-cause evictions are even allowed, and that we're just now taking a stance on this. When this is, I'm glad that the sleeping giant has been awoken, and thank you very much. You guys look sincere, like you really want to do some problem solving here. And one last thing is that enough of this greed and narcissistic mentality that everyone is watching and everyone's turning a blind eye to. Greed is the cancer of society. So let's write some new legislation that doesn't appease the staunch narcissistic right, so to speak. I appreciate your time and thank you very much for your attention.